All right, got our pumps on, turn on the ECU, ignition, showing on gear. Let's get this thing afire. Come on, baby. Oh, there we go.
Rotary's not really known for their reliability. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome back to the ID Race channel. Really appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging in with us. I know last video I promised you guys that we were gonna have a startup video, get the motor refreshed, everything. I was totally exhausted. All I got was just the motor basically built. So far I've just got some of the accessories put on, the oil pan put on. I still need to put the clutch on. Once the clutch is on, the motor can go back in the car. And then we'll be able to get you guys a startup video. The injector should be here today. So without further ado, we will get this motor back in the car, do a little magic trick in 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa! And it worked. Even my hands got dirty. Like I did it. All right, so motor's back in. We're set to go. Super excited. I'm gonna get the turbo, the electrical, plumbing, everything set up. We'll throw the injectors in and this puppy's gonna fire. So hopefully the injectors get here. They should be here shortly. I hope USPS doesn't screw me over. But either way, we're gonna have a startup video on this video. We're not waiting. So stay tuned. I'm gonna throw this on the time lapse to get this thing set up and all put back together. Sad face. Unfortunately, USPS failed us today. Injectors from Fuel Injector Clinic from getting cleaned and flow tested didn't come in. Hopefully they'll be here tomorrow. They were scheduled to be here today, but the USPS guy didn't even show up. So kind of a bummer there, but we did get a lot done. The only thing left that I have to do is just the starter and then a couple of bell housing bolts underneath the car. And then the intercooler, I could put that on, but it's a lot easier to drain, or not drain, but bleed the fuel system with the mechanical pump to be able to have that off. But I'd like to crank the motor over. In order to do that, I need to have the injectors in. It's just a domino effect, but we're getting there. Everything else is 100% done. Coolant system, oil system, all the electrical, turbo. We're good to go. Really didn't have any hiccups whatsoever getting that stuff put together or put on. The turbo fought me a little bit, but that was just because of some carbon buildup. It didn't want to go in, seat in all the way. So I just cleaned off some carbon and fit them in. So yeah, really getting close here. Startup video is coming. I mean, just give me a second. Be right back. Well, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful day today. We got our injectors in from Fuel Injector Clinic. USPS dropped everything off. We got our flow sheets, all the injectors. They're all set up, good to go. As well as, I also forgot, I ordered a DeechWorks 160 filter. So I had a 5 micron in there before. Just even looking at the flow sheets for how well that this filter worked to be able to make it so that the injectors really didn't even need to have the cleaning done or the servicing, but just to verify, make sure everything was good, I wanted to send them off. So I figured might as well get a new fuel filter as well, just because that one performs so beautifully. Otherwise, we did go through, I did add the actual coolant. So went to the auto parts store, got some coolant for the actual radiator. So we have regular antifreeze in here, so when we drive down to Florida with the trailer, it's not going to freeze out the system. As well as somebody gave me the pro tip, because we live in Minnesota, we get the ability to get this -35 below windshield washer fluid. Guess what? That's what we filled the liquid air intercooler with. So now the liquid air intercooler has the windshield washer fluid because that has methanol in it. So the good part of that, we shouldn't have any freezing with our liquid air intercooler. Nothing should expand or blow the pipes off that guy or the tank, as well as no issues with the motor. So then when we get to the track, we'll be able to just drain that stuff, put it back in the jugs that I got, so that when I come back to Minnesota, I'll be able to reuse that, because that stuff's not cheap. It was pretty expensive. It was like 70 or 80 bucks for all the fluids that I need to be able to make sure. And I also have to get distilled water still, but I'll wait till I get to Florida for that. So without further ado, let's get these injectors and the new fuel filter installed, and then... All right, we're just gonna go through no ignition, ECU, anything like that. I'm just gonna crank it over, see if we can't build oil pressure and fuel pressure down here. EGTs aren't plugged in, so those ones are going crazy, but hopefully get enough juice here. Come on. Oop, just a little. Give me a little. Oh, we got oil pressure. No fuel pressure though. Ooh, I got something spitting. What's this? Oh, that is fuel. Yep, that is fuel. Where is that coming from? Something's spitting out. I will have to investigate that. Looks like it's coming from, ooh, fuel rail. Yep, injector's not seated. I gotta fix that. All right, we will fix that and be back again for round 2. All right, top hats are looking a lot happier now. They're not all kicked out. Basically, this rail just like popped up. I think what happened was I didn't have the bolt tightened all the way down, and it just kind of pressured, the pressure just popped it up. So we were actually starting to build pressure. I think it was mainly air, but make sure everything's clear. We're gonna leave the intake off just so I can check to make sure that there's no fuel leak. So we'll give that a try again real quick, see if we can build some pressure. And nothing yet. All right. So I'll go through, probably have my kid come out here, help me bleed the system just to get the pressure out, or the air out of the system. I do not see any more fuel spurting out in here, which is a good sign. Everything in here is nice and dry now, which is good. So that probably was the resolution there that fixed that. But I'm gonna get my kid out just to help bleed the fuel lines just all the way up to the top. Maybe top off the fuel cell as well, just to make sure I got enough fuel in there. But yeah, we will get back to it. All right, guys, so I had a moment when I bled the system before for the mechanical fuel pump. I then, after I finished it, I jacked the front of the car up just so I could get underneath it to tighten the oil pan, put on the starter, and fill the coolant. Well, in doing that, when I tilted the car up, I just basically let all the fuel that I bled to the mechanical pump just went back to the tanks. It's all gravity fed. So now I leveled the car back off. Let's give it another try. So we should be good now. Give this one another shot and see if we now have fuel pressure. Come on, baby. Suck it. Suck it in. Come on. Sad face. All right, take 22. So, I found the issue. I had the intake map sensor plugged into the fuel pressure sensor, and I flip-flopped them. And obviously, even right now, you can see that we have 0.2 pressure. So, probably had pressure this whole time. So let's try it again. Oh, look at that! And we have pressure. So that's what we want, right around 50. There's our mark. We're in. All right. So I will get the EGTs hooked up. Once the EGTs are hooked up, we can start this beast up. Probably have my kid come out and help videotape, just because I do not want any leaks all over or something happens. He can at least keep an eye out while I get everything started. But no leaks up front. Everything's good there. So we are on our way. Stay tuned. Was a success. We have startup, everything went good, no oil leaks. I have a little bit of a coolant leak, fuel, no fuel leaks. The EGTs are like identical with each other, so that's great news. She revs clean, seems like it's good. I'm still gonna hook the laptop up to it, make sure everything looks good for just our RPM air fuel ratios. And just kind of double check all of our settings and connections, make sure everything's reading correctly. But yeah, we did it. It's a success. Super happy with how tonight turned out. Glad that you guys got to see the startup for the first time after the fresh rebuild. Super stoked for Sick Week. We're getting close. I'd love to do some testing when we're down there, possibly just a day or two before. Just kind of shake down the car, make sure that we're good to go for the week's event. But you guys stay tuned to that. Really appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, comment below. Again, thank you so much for the support for the channel as we get started. I know that the videos, I'm trying to get better, keep you guys entertained. So tell me what you think. Hopefully it's a little bit of improvement on this video. But yeah, check you Rotary Nerds later.